What have I learned in this semester? First, influence of the class. Second, self-study. And third, speaks. The writing process. You need to pre-writing, writing, responding, revising, editing, and publishing or sharing. Comic strip is a sequence of drawings in box that tell an amusing story, typically printed in a newspaper or comic book. This is the example of dialogue-driven short story. You can check quotation marks from the example. Direct speech is the direct speech of another person without changing the structure of the sentence. This type of sentence is easy to notice because there is an auxiliary quotation mark. Describing people is defined as giving details about a person. Describing setting and place using touch, taste, sight, sound, and smell. For example, if your setting is the beach, you could describe the feeling of sand between your character toes, the taste of salt in the air, the sound of the waves, the biting smell of the water, and the shape of the sand dune. Descriptive writing. Point of view for first person. Use I, me, my, myself, we, us, our, ourselves. For second person, use you, your. For third person, use he, him, his, himself, she, her, herself, they, them, they, themselves. Describing past event. Beginning. Start with fully first verb of to start off with. Continuing. Then after that, next. Introduction, suddenly, unexpectedly, ending, finally, eventually, in the end. Conflict and resolution. Every story had a conflict. Conflict is problem. Type of conflict. External conflict and internal conflict. 6 types of conflict. Poetry haiku. The first line and the third line had 5 syllables. The second line had 7 syllables. Self-study, I learned 4 things that are vocabulary, grammar, listening, and speaking. Vocabulary, I learned about describing people's appearance, clothes, personality, emotions, body part, the mind, health, and so on. For grammar, I learned from Focus on Grammar tool. I learned about present, past, count noun, descriptive adjective, preposition of place, and so on. For listening, I learned from What Do You Say? I listen about how your family, great job, have perfect car, do you like the internet, so on. For speaking, I learned from Let's Talk About It. I speaking about food, Japan, shopping, music, transportation, home, health, and so on. For speak, what have I learned? For speak, I learned grammar, videos, listening, and vocabulary. For grammar, I learned about past and present simple, past and present continuous, conjunctions, phrasal verbs, prepositions, question words, reflexive pronouns, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, reported speech, and how to use some phrases. For video, I saw about how to speak up in meetings, disruptive innovation, and so on. For listening, for the exercise, I listen and practice. Vocabulary. As for vocabulary, I have learned more and more categories of vocabulary. This is reference of this video. Thank you.